Creating a homepage. For many websites, most visitors will land on the homepage first. Unless they are visiting a specific piece of content you created, it will be the home area that gets the most attention. It is here that you need to impress guests. WordPress is one of the quickest ways to get content onto the internet for all to read. However, it doesn't always have the most elegant front page appearance. It's functional, but it may not have that visual appeal you might be looking for. Fortunately, the aspects of WordPress have a lot to offer when developing a custom homepage. Instead of being tied to showing the most recent posts as one long page users have to scroll through, you can make the site compact and far easier to manage. The hardest part is sticking to that perfect design that engages your visitors. So, in this lesson, we will look at ways on how to set up a homepage for your site. So, right now, we click on Pages, and we can see we've already got a contact page and a sample page. So, if we click on View for the sample page, then you'll see this is what it looks like. Now, let's say this is the page we want people to go to when they first click on our domain. In this case, it's onlyonepenny.com. What we want to do next is we can come over here to Settings and Reading, and then we select Front Page Displays and we click on a Static Page option. For the front page, we select our sample page as a home page, and likewise, if we want to select a certain page for our posts, we could click on that. So, for demonstration purposes, we choose the page that has posts on it as contact. Then, we come down here and click on Save Changes. And now, if we come up here and click on Domain on the top, we will see this is our sample page that showed up as homepage. This used to be our sample page, and now it's our homepage. Then, if we go to Contact, as you can see, that's actually our blog page now, where it says today's news with the post that we've created as well as a sample post that comes in by default from WordPress. Header Footer Code. Welcome back, guys. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to add a code to the header or footer of a WordPress page. Now, the reason that you may have to do this is because there's some kind of a script that needs to be added. The script can be a Facebook pixel to track your ad performance. So, what you can do is you can download this free plugin, and it's called OH AdScript Header Footer. What you have to do is simply do a search for that plugin, and when you find it, then click Activate. When you come over here and we click on New Page, then what you'll see is right below the text editor area, you'll see our plugin, which is OAdScript. So, if a script, whether it's a pop-up or a redirect or Facebook pixel, says put this line of code in the header, you do that. You would simply put it in this box. If it says put it in the footer, you would put it in this box. And what's great about this plugin is that WordPress recognizes that the script is supposed to be here, and it won't alter it, so that's normally a big problem that has been resolved with this plugin. Create a menu. Hi there. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create a menu. So, first, if we go over here and we click on View the Site, and we're going to see there's a menu up here right now, and this up here by default. What we can do is we can come over here to where we see Appearance Menu, and look, there's the menu structure. This is the default one, and what the problem with this is, there are going to be some pages that you maybe don't want to display. Let's say maybe you are promoting content for members only, and you have pages for members only. If you have a membership site, of course. Maybe there are split tests for cat lovers over dog lovers, or whatever it is. But you want to have more control, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Create a New Menu button, either there or here. Then, we're going to call this one Top Menu, just because it is on the top of the page, and it's easy to remember. Then, we're going to come over here, and we're going to click on Manage Locations. So, as the main navigation menu, we're going to pick the top menu we've just created, and then Save Changes. Now that we have that set up, we come over here to Menus or Edit Menus. Either one will take us to the same place. And the one that we're working on right now is this one that says top. So all we can do is we can say remove this and then remove that. Remove all unnecessary stuff. Now, since we've done that, we just save the menu and now we come back here. These single digits here should be gone. So there we go. Next, just refresh that. Now, let's say we wanted to group some of these so that there won't be so many options in one place. What you can do is you could say move this over a little bit and this will now be right underneath video section. Then we'll say we'll add here downloads as well as emails, and then we'll put these couple underneath here like that. So now when we come over here and we click refresh, you'll see that this looks much better and much shorter. Can you see that some of these are different colors? And the reason is the ones that are white instead of gray by default have these in drop-down menu. You can actually create a chain of drop-down menu. You just say I want this to be underneath this and this one to be underneath that. Then save menu. You can do this as many times as you want and then simply refresh it. You'll see that now we've got what's called nested menus. So that's it for creating a menu. Adding an image. Welcome back. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to add an image to a WordPress post or page. In this case, I've created a page and called it image. As you can see, it's just a blank page, and if you go and click on view page, you'll see there's no images or anything there. Right now, there's no text on the page either. So, if I just want to add an image, I click add media, and then upload files and select files. You simply go to your pictures file and pick a sample picture and click open. Next, over here on the right side, you'll see that there's a few different settings options. One of them is alignment. You can set your image to the left or center or right or none. In this case, we'll just select none and then see option of linking. We can either link to the actual picture of the photo itself or an attachment page or a custom URL where it could be an affiliate link or link to somebody else's site or none. And we'll click on none right now. Then for size, we can do full size, large, or medium, or a thumbnail. And we'll do medium for now and click insert into page. Now, when we click on publish, we can come back over here and we refresh the page. You'll see now there's a picture over here. See how that's easy to add an image? Same thing works for adding an image to your post. So I click on new post and name it image for demonstration purposes. And then we click on add media. Now, you'll notice that in the second tab in the media library, it has this image already in there. So instead of clicking upload file, we can click on this tab for media library, select it, and then click insert into post, and only now hit publish. Then we click view post. You can see that image is in there now. If you click on it, as you can see, it will show just that image up close. Remember, if it's a really large image, it can take a second or two for it to load. So that's it. That's how easy it is to add an image. Great. We've done a great deal of job. Now I'm going to show you how to align an image. So all I'm going to do here is create a page. I'll call it image test and we'll click add media. In this case, we'll just put in our handy button here. Now, you see there's an option here where you're going to add media for the alignment to do left, center, or right. But sometimes you already have your image on your page. So I'm going to click on option none and leave all this just by default. So I can show you how to do it on the page. Now, all we do is we click once on the image, and then just like we did in the earlier video with our text, we can click align right, align left, or center. Let me add some sample text here to show you how it works. If we want this image to be to the right of this text, for instance, then we should first click align right, this little line that you see right here. It lets you know where it is. So, in other words, if we have a couple of paragraphs like this, and we want our image to be more in the middle, we can click and drag it so that this little line shows up right here. Now, we've got it aligned to the right based on this second paragraph. So that's how easy it is to set it up for the alignment for an image. Add links. Hi there. So in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to add a link. We're back here on our sample page, and what we are going to do is, I'm going to select all of it simply by right click and select all and just delete it all. I'm going to type in words, for example, click here to visit Google. Now for the words, click here, I want to make that a link. So what I do is I click and highlight that word. Then I come up here to where you see this icon where it says insert/edit link when you hover over it. So I click on that and then I simply put it in here, what we want for our link to be. Now, if we want, we can add a title, for example, say, this is Google. And then we can also click this box right here to say open link in a new tab or window. Now, unless if you want people to click on a link that's within your site and they're just simply going from one page to another one, then it's a good idea to check this box. Otherwise, what will happen is, let's say you have a reference about an article, for example, about dog breeding, and you say click here to see the Wikipedia about dogs. When a visitor leaves your site and opens Wikipedia in new tab, after reading that article, they close the tab, but your site is still there. Now, if you want to link to something that's already in your site, you simply click on right there where it says link to existing content, and then pick whichever one, and it will link to that page. And then once we're done, we're going to go and close that because we're linked to Google right now. Once we're done, either way, we click add link, and as you can see now, it's a different color and it's underlined. Then we click update, and then we go and click view page, and we can see now it says click here to visit Google, and if we click on it, then Google opens up in a new tab. Email link. Now, I'm on a page where we've created a new page and I put that text here. It says link here to email me. I also have a button to show you how to do this with an image, as either way it's going to be the same result. What we're going to do is we're going to highlight the word that we want to be our link. So in this case, we come over here and we click insert link, and we're going to paste our email address. Now the thing is, if you just do this and you set this up as a link, but it will not send an email. So what you have to do is you have to come over here just before the email address and put mail to colon. That's it. So I'm going to copy this whole thing here, and now we hit add link. That's all we have to do to set up an email. Now, if we want to add an email to an image like this, we do the exact same steps. We simply click on the link and we paste it email to colon, and then that going to be our email address. As you can see, there is no space or anything there, and then simply add link and update. That's it. Permalinks. Next, we're going to show you how to change your permalinks. The URLs of the content you publish on your WordPress website are known as permalinks. Permalinks are what people enter into their browser address bar to view one of your pages. They are the permanent link to a single page. They are also what search engines and other websites use to link to your website. Now, if you remember earlier, we created a post, and when you click on it, you see this URL next to it. It shows the URL, and then right after that, it says P equals to 38. This is a lot harder for people to recognize, and it's also harder for the search engines to recognize what exactly this is. And of course, that would greatly affect people sharing your content as well as people finding your content through sites like Google. So, what we want to do is simply make this much easier for people to remember and clear for the search engines to understand what this page or post is about. So, next, click on Change Permalinks and then come down here to where you see post name and click on that, and then click Save Changes. Now, if we come back here, we click on Update, and you see that it's changed now to what the page is actually about. So in this case, it's called Today's News, which is much easier for people to understand or to remember, as well as for Google and the other search engines to know what the page is about. Change text. Now, we're going to show you how to change text, whether it's on a post or a page. So in this case, we'll pick Pages, and then we'll pick our sample page. Then we're going to click on Edit. Let's say we're happy with this text here, and we simply wanted to change this first sentence to say something like, "This is some new text." And so all we have to do is just highlight it. If we want to add more text, but say it's at the bottom of the page, we simply hit enter and say something like, "This is more good text." So, once we do that, we click on Update and View Page, and we can see it says this is some new text. And at the bottom it says this is some more good text. That's how easy it is. Align text. And now, I'm going to be showing you how to align text so text would look good on a post or a page. I've put some sample text here for demonstration purposes, and by default it's going to be aligned to the left. But what we want to do is we want to highlight whatever text you want to change. Of course, that's the alignment in this case. I'll just highlight all of it, and then we come over here, and we can see when you hover over these different images can be aligned left or aligned centered and aligned right. So if we click align right and see it is there, then click align center, you'll see it gets centered. You'll see that everything is to the right now. Line breaks. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to do line spacing in WordPress. If you look at this page right here, I just have sample text. I'm going to go ahead and click Update. And then we'll come over here and click View Page, and you'll see it has 2 paragraphs. Now with WordPress by default, this normally works just great. If we add, say, some more content and hit enter, it shows up like that and it's got that space, right? Well, what happens sometimes is when you add an image or you add a button or you add other different kinds of code, then WordPress will not react the way that it's supposed to. WordPress can give you too much space or too little space. So what we can do is we can go over here to plugins, then click on add new, and we can add a great free plugin which is called Simple Breaks. With this Simple Breaks plugin, we can create our own breaks, as it let us customize the size of our actual space or breaks. So let's go ahead and go back over here. We're going to click on visual now, and let's say we wanted this to be a bigger space. First, of course, update this page because it doesn't show the new install. So there it is right here. So let's say we wanted to do a bigger space right here. A good example of this is sometimes if you put a YouTube video right in here or a Vimeo into your pages, sometimes the text will be crammed right next to it. So what you can do is you can come over here and you can click on blank space, and then you can pick the size. So we'll do 30, which is a large space, and click OK, and then update, and then we'll see we'll have a bunch of space here, which we weren't able to do before. In other words, you couldn't do that without this plugin, because if you just hit enter a few times with WordPress and go from visual to text, a visual WordPress will get rid of it, because it will think you made a mistake, because it thinks more than one line break is a mistake. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it with this particular plugin, let's say we wanted a line break right here. We just come over here and we click on line break. As you can see, what appears is this bracket with BR and close brackets. This means we'll put a break there. So now if we hit update, we'll see about halfway through here as they give us a single break. Now, if we wanted this to be bigger, instead of a single break, have it to be a double one, we can say, I want it to be 10, and hit update, and then come over here and refresh. Now it's a bigger break. So this is a really simple software, really simple plugin, but at the same time, it's very helpful if you post a lot on WordPress, and you need to tweak how much space is in between the different paragraphs. Add media. In this case, I'm going to be showing you how to add a media file to your website blog. First, let's go here where it says New, and there's a drop-down menu. We're going to click on Media, and we're going to click on Select Files, and I'm going to pick this download.zip from my desktop and click on Open. Now, that's all it takes to upload a media file, and this could be for a lot of different reasons. It could be an audio file, or a video file, an image file, or in this case, a zip file. For example, say I wanted to give somebody a download link, then this is how I do it, of course. Now, the way to know where this download link is by simply clicking on Edit, and then right over here, where you see the file URL, this is the actual link to that download file, its location. Add video. Next in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to add a video to your WordPress blog. Embedding a video is essentially a two-step process. First, you upload your video file to a third-party video hosting service like YouTube, Vimeo, or Wistia. Then, you copy a small bit of code that they furnish to you and paste it into your post or page on your own WordPress site. Now, what I did is I came over here to YouTube and picked the video that I wanted to add, and we come down here to where it says share, and then we click on embed. Now, depending on the size that you want, you can pick whichever size from down here, or you can do a custom size. Normally, this 640 by 360 is fine. Click on that. We leave all these unchecked most of the time, and we simply right-click and copy for this code. Now, we come back over here. If we create a new page and we embed video right here, we have two different tabs. There is a visual and text, and we want to click on text, and then click within this box, and then right-click and paste our code. Now, we come over here and then hit publish, and then we click on view page. Now, we can see our video has now been added, right? So that's how easy it is to add a video, and it works exactly the same way whether it's a post or a page. Create a widget. Now, in this last lesson, we're going to talk about widgets. A WordPress widget is a small block that performs a specific function. You can add these widgets in sidebars, also known as widget-ready areas, on your web page. WordPress widgets were originally created to provide a simple and easy-to-use way of giving design and structure control of the WordPress theme to the user. So, if we come over here and we look at this, we see on the home page here, we've got recent posts, archives, categories, and meta. Then come over here, and we can see we've got search recent posts, archives, categories, and meta. So if we want to get rid of any of these, all we have to do is simply drag it away. And now, if we come back here and we refresh the page, you'll see that those are gone now. Those were widgets. Now, we can replace those widgets with new ones, and we can pick from any of these. So let's say I really need to have that meta widget, and I want to rename it to the admin area. Then, hit Save Now, and we come over here, you'll see it's back. Now, let's say we wanted to add one widget above this for options. All we can do is we can come over here and click on text and drag it up here and set it below what we wanted above it. And we can say join our newsletter, and then right here, we would put our option forms. Now, I'm just going to say I need names and emails. So actually, it can be a form. You need to grab a little bit of code from a software like MailChimp, Aweber, or GetResponse. But for now, I'm just going to put this as it is. If you want to add widgets in other areas, that's okay. You can add it on a page sidebar, a homepage sidebar, or even to a post sidebar. These are all done the same way. And then also you can add widget to a footer sidebar. So let's say we want to do add a widget of archives, and then we'll say we need categories to put it right below it. Now close it, and then we'll add one more meta just for the demonstration purposes. Let's call it admin area again. So now we come over here and we refresh. You're going to see at the bottom of the page here, we have 3 new footer areas. We could always add one more and refresh it. So this particular theme, and you'll find that most themes can offer up to 5 footers. So it's a nice look to add those widgets there. And you always have that option to add them in the footer or the sidebar, or specifically to the homepage footer, or just the pages of the site where you need them. So that's all from me. I guess your WordPress blog is fully functional now. I wish you good luck and all the success with your WordPress blog. Thank you for your dedication and completing this course.